Hey everybody, it's the Walker. So what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to do a headlamp review of the Armytek C1, and also a little dissertation why sometimes I like to use CR123s in my hiking and in my preps. I think this looks like a good spot. This is like a sheltered spot. Hopefully it'll keep us out of the worst of the wind. It's kind of a windy day, but we do this stuff in the actual woods during actual hikes, so we can't really totally control the weather. At least it's not raining and snowing, which is, we've had that too. What we're going to do is a review of the Armytek C1, and we'll start with the user interface. This one's pretty simple because the right we're reviewing is the standard version, not the Pro. So it's easy. It's an easy UI. You just hold it, goes through the moonlight modes, and then it just keeps going, and then it'll go back to the mode sequence above moonlight mode. To get back to moonlight modes, you turn it off, turn on and hold, and you're back on to the very, very low moonlight modes. Now, to get to the turbo, double click. To get back, double click, and you're back to where you last left off. Click and hold gets you to your desired mode. Click off, click back on, gets you back to the mode you just had on because that's a memory mode. And that's it. This is a very simple, easy user interface. That's one thing I really like about it. Let's take a closer look at this headlamp. Here's the headlamp. The voltage range is 1 to 4.2 volts. It also can take CR123s, RCR123s. Those are the 16340 or 18350, which is a larger battery type. That's one thing I really like about this. Clicky. Has the usual Armytek optic, which is great. I really like that. Armytek is a silicone holder. Standard headband. Pretty easy to adjust headband system on these. I'll show you the tail cap. As I said, this is the standard version, not the Pro. There we go. A very large spring. That's one thing I really like about Armytek's. This big spring right here. Now the battery I have inside is a Keep Power 18350 900 milliamp hours at 3.7 nominal volts. Comes off the charger at 4.2 volts. That's one pro of this light. You can take this larger type battery. Has double O-rings, which came properly lubricated. The threads are pretty smooth. It adjusts in the holder like that, and it doesn't, when you're running, it doesn't move, so it'll stay in the position you put it in. I think that's a some kind of a, maybe it's a stainless bezel, I'm not sure. Looks it, doesn't feel like aluminum. Let's take a closer look at the batteries. Like my other Armytek headlamps, this is not a picky eater. You can take CR123 primaries. There's a higher discharge RCR123A or 16340. There's a standard one. See the space. No problems. Here's the larger battery. This is a Keep Power. This one I believe is a there it is. Phoenix, something like that. But so you can see the size difference of these batteries. This is also 700 milliamp hours. This is 900 milliamp hours. This battery is kind of a tight fit. Let's see if I get it. There we go. You see, it's also closer to the face of the tube, but it will work. Not a problem. On a side note, for the highest modes, it does better with lithium ion rather than lithium primaries, although it will use these, no problem. And here's why I sometimes prefer lights using CR123s. First thing, although there are exceptions, I find that LED flashlights, just when I'm running primary batteries, tend to run these better than they do run AA's in most of the chemistries. They tend to be brighter. They tend to be able to hold the higher modes longer. There are exceptions, but that's what I found. Also, these batteries are awesome in cold weather. I mean, really, really cold weather. Although they are lithium primary chemistries in AA's, which you can get, which is actually one of the pros of AA's as well. But I really like these CR123s. Now, a lot of the lights, here's some right here, are smaller too. That's another pro. This is my my carry light. Look how bright that is. That's 1,000 lumens. Okay, granted, it's running off of a high drain lithium ion. Okay, but still, you know, even off a regular battery, it's still brighter than just about any AA flashlight I own. This little thrower, same thing. Aluminum. And this little one I've been just messing around with. So if I'm carrying small EDC type lights or small, this is a small little thrower I put in my pack to help me see down the trail, and they're using a CR123, it kind of makes sense to have a headlamp that's running off the same thing as my EDC. And we're in the woods. So although AA's tend to be more readily available, there's not a Walmart right here. That's another thing to consider. Also, I have flashlights like this, which are running off of, that can use both CR123s, 16340s, or 18350. So these two together have total interchangeability. On this pack, let me get the light out. There we go. I have this, this is permanently on my pack. And because it doesn't get used a great deal, this flashlight, it's there for emergency use, or if I need a real throwy light. I've got two CR123 batteries in here. These are primaries. I don't have to worry about this. Cold won't affect them. I don't have to worry about the charge or anything like that. It's just, that's basically it. So it's just trouble-free for as far as a fuel source goes, and it still gives me the power that I want. And that's it for this part of the review of the Armytek C1 headlamp. Up next, we're going to do is the field testing part of the review. Because the C1 is smaller than the Wizard, I tend to like it to take it when covering a good deal of ground, but I still need a lot of light. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this on the dirt roads and the paved roads of New England, like rural New England, for a 5-mile night run. So if you don't have time to stay for that, well, just give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And thanks again for watching. But my advice, stay for the field testing part of the review. And we also test the waterproofness of this. But I'm not giving any spoilers, so. All right, let's go on to the field use part of this review. We're taking the headlamp on a 5-mile dirt road and street jog. So what we need, what are our concerns? Cars and dogs. Vest we're going to put on, spray for any dogs, usual survival kit, backup flashlight, and a poncho because, well, we've got some clouds and a storm coming in. Let's put all this on. Let's go. The road turns to dirt. So I like to do, press and hold, pump it up. So I can see it's probably a good place to go through the modes of the Armytek C1. First, real low firefly. Another mode, still pretty low. Next mode, it's brighter, obviously. Brighter. This is a good mode to run with. Brighter still. And back down. Let's double click it. Turbo. And that's amazingly bright. Double click. Takes us right back down. That's a very low firefly. Turbo. Down. It's a double click. It's possible to mess it up, but I find it to be a very easy method for the standard interface. 2 clicks to go to turbo. I believe on the Pro it takes 3 clicks. That's a lot harder. Let's see. There we go. 2 clicks turbo, 2 clicks back down. It's good when you're running. You don't want to all of a sudden see what's way in front of you. And then you can do it on the fly, actually. And I think we just found a spot for our water test. Of course, there's a little bit of a problem. We got like jogging shoes on. Actually, sneakers. I think we do it right here. I doubt. I don't see any fish in there. I don't see any signs of water intrusion into the light. It all looks good. Let's go. Hey, we're on pavement again. Hey, another dirt road. Awesome. Let's see the exact spot where we started. There we go. That's the spot. Ah, that was good. Headlamp, not that hard. Didn't bounce around. It's a good jogging headlamp. Good headlamp to move quick. Or well, what I call semi-quick anyways. Okay, if you like what you've seen, give me a thumbs up. This concludes the field testing part of the review of the Armytek C1 headlamp. Y'all have a great night.